What up, guys? Welcome back to another beer review on Two Dudes in a Six Pack. Today I have a beer I'm pretty excited about. This is Isaac beer. I believe this is out of Italy. If I could actually read the information, but yes, product of Italy. But so here's the label. Now I'm excited about this because I have this old beer book from legendary beer critic Michael Jackson. And this was one of the beers that, they had a nice photo of it. And I mean, this book's probably at least 20 years old now, if not older. And I saw this, and it's one of those beers that you keep on the lookout for because, it's got a relatively unique bottle design, and I just never came across it. I don't know if, especially at the time, I don't think they were importing or exporting to the United States. But so when I saw this at the store, I said, I gotta try it. So I don't know what kind. It says beer Baladin. I don't know what that is. So I have no idea what I'm getting myself into. But this is a 5% ABV, and that's basically it. So, alright, I got my handy bottle opener I got from the Carlsberg Brewery in Copenhagen. Let's pour that. I don't know if this is just like a wheat beer. I feel like this might be a wheat beer because it's 5%. It's got like that kind of golden color. I have no idea, but let's put that there. Get into the review, get into the smell. Yeah, this has got to be a kind of a bio-fermented wheat beer because there are definitely some particles floating around. But all right, get into the aroma. All right, maybe not a wheat. Smell is minimal. I'm not getting a lot out of this. It smells almost like a peach skin. Like you're smelling the peach to make sure it's ripe. That's really kind of what I'm. But it's got, I feel like a bit of wheat. So maybe like more of a peachy wheat kind of thing going on. Other than that, I am not picking up much of anything from this. Maybe a bit of like a white grape, like a white grape juice kind of thing. But that's pretty much it. So a bit of a wheat, peach skin, white grape thing going on. I'm not totally sure. I'm cool with it. I'm gonna recommend it on the smell. It's not off-putting. So, all right, let's get into the taste. Yeah, I'm still not sure what style this is. It's almost like a hybrid between a saison and a wheat beer. It kind of has that. I definitely think this is like wheat based, but there's like a muted floral taste going on. Like if you've ever had the Orval beer from Belgium, this tastes kind of like a muted wheat beer version of Orval. It's interesting because the flavors aren't like popping, but I do think it's a wheat base. Again, it has that kind of that floral taste to it. think, subtle white grape. And there is a little bit of char in there, just minuscule, but I get like a little bit of almost like you have like white raisins. I'm sure those exist. You have white raisins, and you toasted them on the grill or whatever. So there's just a little bit of char with that white grape. Mix that with just a light floral potpourri and a wheat beer, and I think that's what's going. I mean, that's what I'm picking up with this. It is interesting. None of the flavors are like taking control of the beer. It's like each sip you have to kind of focus and try to find something. You're almost fishing for flavors here, which you might like. You might like that you have to keep sipping it, and you gotta pull it out every time. It's kind of like a really well produced like rock album where every time you listen to it you hear something different in like the background. The layering is so just beautiful. Other times you just want something that's boom, that's what it is. It kind of depends on what you're into. So I'm gonna recommend it on taste. Again, I'm not fully sure what style of beer this is. I'm gonna say it's a wheat, but based on again the ABV, and I think it is at least wheat based, but I'm gonna call it a wheat beer, but I'm gonna recommend it on taste. Alright, value for price. I got this, I think it was like €2.30. I'm not really sure how you're supposed to say that. It's like $2.30. I don't know, but about €2.30. So it's probably close to $3 in the U.S. Which I don't know. I mean, not bad. Of course, if you're gonna pay crazy export-import fees, it's probably gonna be more than that. But if you're in Europe, if you're in Malta, whatever, I mean, this is a fair price to pay. I mean, it is a solid beer. I like this glass. It's even got like this raised, it's got the you can kind of see that the raised aspect of the glass. I like when there's extra like little details in the bottling. It just details matter in this kind of stuff. So I like that. I like the bottle. It looks like a miniature champagne bottle, and I dig it. So I think it's a fine product, and I think the price is totally fair. So I will recommend it for the price. All right, distinction. How distinct is it? And again, because I'm completely guessing that this is a wheat beer. I think it kind of. I mean, it has some similarities. You're definitely getting the wheat. But it's not as citrus forward. Again, you're getting more of a white grape peach skin kind of thing. So that's good. It doesn't have the citrus aspect to it. It doesn't have the spice aspect which some wheat beers have. And if this is a saison, which I feel like a farmhouse ale, which I feel like it's got to be one or the other. It has the floral aspect of it, which you're gonna find a saison, but it has some of the wheat beer flavors that you might not find in a saison. So I mean, it is kind of like a mixture. It's like a hybrid. That's how I would describe it: a hybrid between a wheat and a saison. I like it, and because of that, I'm gonna say it's distinct because again, I'm not totally 100% positive how to categorize it. Yeah, I mean, maybe it says what it is, but it's all in Italian, and the print is so small that I can't read it. So I'm gonna say distinction, yes. Drinkability. That's a nice drinkable beer. I think it's a beer that you can still drink as the beer sits out and it starts getting warmer. I don't think the temperature will have too much of an impact. I think if it's chilled, you could really plow through it. But even if as it starts to increase in temperature, it's not going to be too much of a problem. Sometimes certain lighter beers, as it starts getting warmer, they just turn to ass. But this one's fine, so drinkability, absolutely. And all right, last category is would I buy it again? And yes, I think I would. First, I need to look up what kind of beer it is, and then drink it again with kind of comparing mental notes to the particular beer style, because I'm not totally sure. I'm like 80% positive, but I'm not 100%. So I will buy it again just for that particular, aspect. And then I would buy it again because if I had like beer buddies come over that really like different kinds of beer, I would give this to them and not tell them the beer style, and ask them what they think. And I don't know. I feel like it'd be 60-40, 70-30 wheat and saison. And maybe I get like a one outlier, pulling something crazy out. But yes, I would buy it again. And so, all that together, I have given it the thumbs up on every single category, which means this beer does get the Two Dudes official stamp of approval. I recommended every aspect of the beer. I think this is pretty interesting. I think it's refreshing. It is enjoyable. I understand why Michael Jackson included it in his beer review. Again, I have that book in storage somewhere, and I don't know where it's at, but I need to get that out so I can start like cross-referencing. I used to check off every time I had a beer from that book. I would check it off, and there was like one of my life goals was to have every single beer in that book. So whenever I find the book again, I can check that off. But yeah, I think if you can come across this beer, again, we'll give you the label. If you can come across this beer, give it a whirl. I think you'll dig it. But anyways, that's the review. Like, subscribe, do all the good stuff. I got some social links in the description if you want to follow me on different aspects. TikTok's probably the most entertaining. I'm starting to do like 90-second wine reviews of Malta wine. I figure I can probably get through most of the Malta wine. Again, it's not a big place, but I know nothing about wine, but I like reviewing it. And so yeah, Malta wine, and there'll be pubs reviews of Malta. So if you're interested in anything Malta, or just booze, or you just want to see what the hell I'm up to, so you can subscribe to those stuff. But again, all that's in the in the section below. Anyways, for myself and for this Isaac whatever style beer, take it easy, guys.